Tater and Tot came to Little Buckets at a week old. They both were born with neurological and vision issues that affected their balance.
Oh, that's it. Good job, babe.
And so they initially could only stand for a few seconds before falling over.
Oh, good try. Back up. There you go.
They are myotonic fainting goats. However, the reason they were falling was because of their neurological issues. They literally were strong, healthy goats, except for the fact that they couldn't keep their balance. Even though the vets thought otherwise, they fought so hard to learn to walk, to learn to run, and learn to just be able to do all the things a goat does. And so when we first got them, they could only stand for a few seconds, and they could lean up against something. So what we did for, it seemed like the whole summer, was walk around the farm leaning over, one hand on each side of them. They would bounce off of our hands when they were going to fall, so instead of them falling all the way to the ground, we would catch them and stand them back up, and they would just keep on going. And so we did this for so long that eventually they started to take steps. And then they would start to take even more steps, and then we couldn't even keep up with them. And they were just starting to walk and run. But the cutest thing about the whole thing was they didn't think about just learning to walk or just run initially. They immediately wanted to learn to be a baby goat, which was obviously jump, run, do all these different kinds of frolics. And sure enough, they did. And so as much as we were trying to teach them to just walk and run and stay upright, they had other ideas, and boy, did they prove us wrong. Sometimes they landed them, sometimes they didn't. But nothing was going to stop them. And so as time progressed, they started to go further and further, and before you knew it, they were just, running 30 feet, 50 feet without falling. Tater and Tot, when they were welcomed to the farm, Colton was right there cheering them on really from day one, as she always does with all the new rescues.
I'm watching him.
As we were walking around the farm with them, Colton was always right there with us and with them, and often Colton would become their balance. As they needed to lean on something, they would lean on Colton, but she was always there checking on them, giving them kisses, laying in the area where they were running and jumping, and it was so fun to watch and let her just be a part of really their miracle of learning to run.
He wants to play.
So it didn't just stop there. Fast forward, and the boys are now 1.5 years old, and believe it or not, they are the same size as Colton. However, Colton is still right by their side. Every morning and every evening when we go to tuck the boys into the barn, she's there walking them down the driveway. She often stops, turns around, makes sure they're still coming. She's often in the middle of them, right between Tater and Tot, and she's just looking after them, walking right at their pace, and she's just going to be their forever guardian. At about 8 months old, we decided to take them out to one of the horse fields that's really wide open, and it was an absolute blast. The boys did so good, running around, jumping. They still would fall occasionally, but I really felt it made them stronger, and it was just an absolute joy. Tot we call Skippy Feet because he has this little side-to-side motion, kind of dance moves that he does as he runs, and he's just very dramatic. In looking at him when he runs, it's so cute, but he just is dancing so happily as he runs every time, and he's done that since he was young, and he still does it. And Tater has always been more of a jumping bean. He likes to jump in a row as he's running, so he likes to run jumping, or we call him Speed Racer, and he likes to put the zoomies on. And you could see how he just kind of tucks his head down just a second and then goes, and he'll run as fast as he possibly can, moving those legs as fast as he can. The boys are so determined. They've worked so hard to get where they are. As their mom, I'm so incredibly proud of them. Farm animals don't often get the chance to show people that they want to live, that they have the ability to fight through things and Tater and Tat
Goodness.
were
Hi,
so
Tater.
determined. They wanted to live, they wanted to get better, and every day they'll do things and I still shake my head and it's like, how are they doing what they're doing? It's a miracle before your eyes almost every day.
Wow! Oh my goodness.
And it's just,
Go.
it's incredible to watch. It's incredible to see their happiness. We love them so much. Aunt Robin, Uncle Larry, and I, and so many people who have followed their journey, just adore these boys.
Wow, look at that turn. Oh my gosh, you guys. That was awesome.